Okie dokie doke. It's again time for Finest Future webinar. Welcome everyone. It is Tuesday and it is afternoon in Finland, and let's get the next screen rolling. One moment. Here we go. Not this one, but this one. The topic, of course, today is the Finnish food culture. And during the past webinars, we have had a bunch of questions regarding the Finnish food culture. And starting from a simple question like, do we have spices in Finland? And yes, we do. That's the short end of it. But before we dive into the topic, let's take a look about who are here with us with our little group today. So my name is Jani Vaalima. I'm the head of sales and marketing at Finnish Future, and I am in Finland, as is our guest speaker. So if you can say a hello quickly.
Moi kaikki, moi Jenny. Hello everyone, my name is Evie and today I'm going to be the guest speaker of this webinar. And currently I'm a student in high school in Finland now.
Great, that was a great use of Finnish also. Moikka, you can say moro, terve, moro moro, as Tampere people say. Everything is fine. Of course, joining us is Tammy and Jamie. If you guys can give a little hello also to everyone in the meeting.
Yes. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you can have a lot of information from food in Finland, and then we hope to hear a lot of your questions in the Q&A session. Hope you can enjoy our webinar today.
Hi everyone, I'm Haimi and I'm also here to resolve all of your questions. You can always send us questions via the chat box. It can be always like the public one, or you can send us direct messages. And I'm always happy to answer all of those questions. So yeah, enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, everyone make questions, put in the chat. So in the later on, in the end, we can start really answering those things together. This is our agenda today. We will have a 1 hour time. Hopefully we will get to the Q&A part quickishly, so that you will have time to actually ask questions like, where do you actually buy spices or ethnic spices in Finland? And we have answers for those. Webinar introduction, we are doing that thing, and then I will dive as a Finn into the Finnish food culture, and we have put here very basic stuff like what is the core of, like, when people visit here and want to try the Finnish food culture, there is stuff here that goes into that category, and I can pretty much guarantee that, because at a time and a place back in the history, I was studying to become a chef, so I know a little bit about cooking stuff and Finnish food. And then we were gonna jump into Evie's section, and she will talk about what the Finnish food is really like, what she has experienced, and what are like the situations that you have to raise your expectation or actually meet your expectations and analyze what you are eating. Then we will hopefully arrive to the Q&A session in time. But Sorry if every some section goes on a bit forward. If I can ask Tammy, for instance, to poke me nicely that if I'm blabbering on, because I do love to talk, and there's a
Yes.
lot to talk with you. Finnish future. What Finnish future does? Everyone in the webinar most likely has an idea that what we are doing, and Finnish future essentially uh, teaches students, enthusiastic students all across the world, the Finnish language, because then the students can apply into schools in Finland and enjoy our top class, world leading level of education and get good uh, diplomas and get certificates and go into those positions that they want to work in. And the thing here is, not only are we one of the best education atmosphere in the world, we are also tuition free. And by that I mean we are tuition free. And that is how Finland is built, on equality, opportunity, and enabling all these career paths that anyone wants to take. You can become anything in Finland, but you have to start studying the language. Then you are eligible for the free tuition in Finland if you get into a school. So basically, this is our story. And why we do this thing is that Finland needs students, Finland needs employees. Finland is on the path, perhaps like a Japan, if many people who look into what the world and what different countries there are. Finland's demographic is kind of like we are going to the same way, which means that we need young people, we need people who work, and our nation is becoming, or our people are becoming older and older, and retiring rather than working. And for that, we have more than 40,000 jobs in Finland annually without people. And students, there's like 30,000 free slots in our schools. We need students, we need people. That's the happy story, and Finest Future is here to save Finland. We are partnering with more than 100 schools across Finland, and it's increasing day by day. Why Finland, you ask? We are among the top 3 in the level of education, and definitely our freedom is well known in the world. You can become anything. Finland is a democracy. Everyone has a voice, and everyone should have a voice, and everyone will have a voice. And the freedom of choice is something that people perhaps do not know how to compare it to anything. But really, when you come into Finland and think about your education, for instance, the freedom to select the kind of path, to select the kind of profession, the schools are happy to support you. They will have a personalized study schedule, they will have personalized goals so that you will reach wherever you want to go. You have all the power to make it through. Then there is the safety, and all these issues, marks that we have here. You can go to Google or whatever search platform you're using, and definitely put there like safety and Finland. There will be countless studies, or cleanliness and Finland. There will be countless studies that prove that Finland is number one. And perhaps one of the funniest and also rather important one is that for the 6th time in a row, Finland has been chosen as the happiest nation in the world. So that tells a lot about how people are able to live their lives in Finland in equality, safety, freedom, and go into the careers that they want, make the families that they need. And that is what Finland is all about. And everything is based on equality and getting a good education, and you can become a doctor, you can become a pilot, you can become a bus driver, mechanic, anything that you really want. There is all kinds of opportunities in Finland, and pretty much the education level ensures that when you take the opportunity to become your full potential, you will have a a finest future of your own. Finnish food culture. That is the topic for today. And basically, when you think about Finnish food, you think about Nordic cuisine or Nordic kitchens, and that has a great deal to do with nature. I'm not talking specifically not only about mushrooms or berries or other plants that we use and utilize in the kitchen, but our approach to food is quite different and interesting if you compare it to Asian food, for instance, because we do not use a lot of spices. We do have like a multitude of spices and everything available because in Finland we can have Burmese food, we have Vietnamese, Mexican, and whatever. Everything is available, of course, but the Finnish food, it's really pouring down into the very essence of whatever you are eating, and we try not to cover that up with the spices, but rather make the spices enhance the food and its basic tastes and values. So when you come here, and Evie, I think, can in a moment tell a bit more, but our food can taste mild and simple because a lot of spicing and a lot of different kind of combinations, especially from Asian countries and Vietnam and Myanmar and Thailand, they're different. They are so different, and it can be a shock. But fortunately, our shops do have all kinds of spices, all kinds of meats, vegetables. It's just that it's not in the most evident shelf that the Finns dive in the shops into. 5 meals a day. That's a pretty interesting concept because we always base everything on a good breakfast. And nowadays, because life is hectic, and Evie knows because she is a student and always I have hobbies and everything, like 5 meals a day, maybe that doesn't happen always. You forget to eat. But that's something that uh, the schools also teach and try to remind students that people need sustenance so that their bodies can focus on getting the information in school rather than keeping your body going and organs going. Instead, you can have a healthy brain, free and alert to get all the information needed. Homemade food is pretty popular in Finland. In a lot of countries, especially in Asia, order in is the way to go. That is available also in Finland, but you can save a massive amount of money by cooking yourself, and also because the Finnish food is simple to cook, anyone can make it. It just takes practice, and you have to be mindful what you do so that you don't burn the food. Basic stuff. Before I let Evie talk, I will jump forward quickly for the history lesson. So Finland has 4 seasons, and these seasons are very distinct. Winter, snow, 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 coldness. Spring, summer, and fall. All these seasons have specific food themes. In winter, Finns usually eat heavy food, which means like pots and everything that lets be stewed for a long time in like casseroles and meat and maybe some salads, certainly. But because we are in a winter time, the salads perhaps cannot reach here in a conveniently manner, so that our food year is always changing, of course, and this makes it exciting because you won't most likely be eating the same foods during summer that you do in winter, because the world is different. In winter it's cold and it's kind of dark, but in summer it's like never dark and it's hot, so obviously you won't need the same kind of energy and preparation, and that goes into the geography really here. But Finland was a poor country, well, in anyone's term who are on the meeting million years ago, and we had a strife like a lot of countries, and we had to make do what we had. So people were not afraid to eat like something driven from the bark of the woods and stuff like that. So our food is has been like really, really, really nature oriented in a way that wouldn't come into anyone's mind currently. And still, some high level restaurants, world leading restaurants, are serving this food, or well, basically something that's been continued from that end, because it's so different. But it doesn't mean that it has to taste plain. It can have a world of its own. So certainly there is that background here. Finnish dinner time. Take a screenshot, if you will, if you can take it, and there's the QR code. If you're on a computer watching this, then you can just use your phone. There are a lot of recipes that goes into Finnish food, and if you look at these things here, they are not very spicy. They don't look even spicy, but there are certainly some things that are definitely Finnish-like. So if you take about the second, the right one, it's riisipuuro, which is like rice porridge. This is absolutely something that Finns love to eat in the wintertime, and you can mix it up in different kind of fruits, berries and everything like that. But usually in wintertime, it's like you make plume sauces and cinnamon and raisins, and of course like vanilla there, Christmas and stuff. The Finns really love the Christmas porridge, and that's the country lives on that, basically on like December. Lots of recipes. If you go to like the internet and type there like top 10 Finnish recipes or like foods, you will get a lot of stuff that you might recognize, but certainly there are things that you will not. And that's also the fun part of it. And nowadays, when everyone comes here, they can become a foodie, they can go to social media, they can have their own food experiences in Finland and make document and take pictures. And this is also what we want, because the Finnish food is, while it's simple, it's that much more valuable and dear to everyone in Finland. And definitely anyone can have a diet of their own in Finland. We have those ethnic marketplaces, and you can order anything from online. So that everything is absolutely reachable. So if you miss your specific favorite food in Finland, when you eventually, of course, come into Finland, start studying with us, or then come to Finland, then you can absolutely enjoy your home cooking and learn to cook it like your mom or dad or grandmother does for you. So everything is, of course, available. Salmon is probably the most sold fish in Finland. And that is something that, well, basically it's a similar thing in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And it's a massive fish. Well, not that massive if you compare it to tuna, but the way that it is served and bought in the store, it's usually quite massive. But it's also something that each Finnish family seem to have their own way of making the salmon soup. Some people like clear broths. Some people swear that the only way to go is with cream, so it will become less clear. But you will have, when you come to Finland, you will meet a lot of people that when you are making salmon soup, they will most likely say to you that this is wrong, because they have learned it from their mothers and fathers and grandmothers, and kind of everything comes with a different kind of heritage behind it. You cannot talk about food without mentioning coffee. And the Finns are among the top 3 coffee drinkers in the world. And for whatever reason, Sweden, Norway, Finland, we are all there, like the Nordic nations. And perhaps that has to do with the winter time. Like currently, it gets dark really early on. And sometimes during the day, until there's snow in the ground, the days can be dark. So maybe the coffee is needed to keep us awake and to be able to do the jobs and study properly. So maybe we need extra effort. But definitely per capita, Finns are in the top 3 coffee drinkers in the world, and a lot of Asian country people love coffee too. So it's an easy transition, because Finland is enjoying perhaps one of the food revolutions, and especially regarding coffee currently, that even bigger market brands starts to experience, and we have lots of different kinds of coffee. And actually, one of our finest future students started to sell something. They started a business, like a little business, alongside of studying in Finland, and they are selling something that hasn't been heard in Finland before: salt coffee. So that is kind of a new thing, and I'm excited to see and talk with them. Like, how does it go? That's a new thing. That's a new kind of coffee. So I hope and I see that everything will be super massive for those guys. Free school lunch since the 50s. So basically, our education tuition is free if you do it in the Finnish language, like I mentioned very many times in the beginning. There's also free food in schools, and these won't be McDonald's or something that you probably have in USA. We have a variety of food going through all the spectrum, so that if you are not a vegetarian, you will still you will still get to taste some of the vegetarian food, just to have the civilization and the understanding that what this kind of thing is all about. And that is what the Finns are good. We try to make everyone have the same kind of experience, so everyone is included and everyone can talk about the same things and have shared days really with their lives. I have been talking quite a bit, and I will take a sip of water and shut my face for a moment. We have with us Evie, our amazing Finnish future students. So really, just you can have the floor and just poke or say that when do I need to change the slide, and I will do that one. So the stage is all yours. So maybe a little introduction about you, where you, not specifically where you are, but what kind of got you interested in Finland. Then you can start talking about the food.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yanni. So hi everyone again. My name is Evie, and yeah, I'm the Finnish future student in this year 2023. And I was born in Hanoi from Vietnam, and yeah, now I'm 16 years old. When in Vietnam, I studied at Le Bridon High School, which is located in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And currently now I'm studying in Forza High School. Yeah, of course, in Finland. And when before I come here, I just really curious about Finnish food, because even in Vietnam, I really fascinated with the food, and I like to eat. So that's why I even in Vietnam, I already made some Finnish food to try, and really want to come here and to eat a real one. Yeah, so let's get started. Yeah, Yanni, you can move the next slide. Yeah, so today I'm going to tell about to all of you that how is Finnish food different from other foods worldwide. Basically, Vietnamese food, and also one more national. You will be surprised. Yeah, so today I'm going to compare between Finnish food and Vietnamese food, and also Burmese food. The reason why I also tell you all about Burmese food, because I also live with a Burmese friend, and I know many informations about Burmese food from her, and yeah, so today I want to share yours, because I know that in Finnish future program there are many Myanmar's friends, they want to join this, so they're also curious about Finnish food and also their food. How is the different? So I also want to tell you all. So basically, you can see that I'm going to tell about ingredients and flavors, and about the food culture. So the so Finnish food and Vietnamese food and Burmese food are all unique and distinct, each influenced by their respective cultures, geography, and history. And here are some key differences between Finnish and the cuisine of Vietnam and Myanmar. So the ingredients and flavors. Finnish food is influenced by the Nordic location. The common ingredients like potatoes, dairy products, fish, especially salmon, as Jenny already said, and the flavors are often mild and rely on dill, berries, and game meats. Yeah, and like I also eat potatoes and fish in my school lunch, and like here are some pictures. Like yeah, and like yeah, eat like that like literally like every day in school. And about Vietnamese food, Vietnamese cuisine is known for its fresh and vibrant flavors. It incorporates a wide variety of herbs, vegetables, and condiments. Vietnamese dish often include ingredients like fish sauce, um, lime, and lemongrass, creating a balance of sweet, salty, sour, and spicy flavors. I think that Vietnamese foods use more spices and flavors than Finnish food. And also the same with Burmese food. It's a combination of Indian and Chinese and Thai influences. Common ingredients include rice, fish, and various curries. Burmese cuisine use a variety of spices and condiments, resulting in bold and complex flavors. And here I asked my friend to show you like one of the noodles from Myanmar's. Here you can see. And about the food culture, I can see that like I can feel that Finns dining culture tends to be more reserved and focused on communal meals and family and friends. But like each person often eats in separately on a big plate, but we're still like eating together and sitting together to share the same meal. And also it's nearly the same in Vietnam. Like Vietnamese people will place a strong emphasis on communal eating and sharing dishes. Uh, Also, an iconic picture you can see when you come in Vietnam is street food vendors are common sight in Vietnam and offering a quick and flavor meals. Um, and also it's the same with Burmese. In Myanmar, they also place a strong emphasis on communal eating and sharing dishes. They also have a traditional of eating with their hands, especially when consuming dishes like rice and curries. You can see the pictures in the next slide. Yanni can show.
Yeah. One question before I go to the next slide. Have you
Yeah.
tried game meats, something like reindeer or like moose or something like that? Have you had time to try those yet?
No, I haven't. Like, yeah, I haven't. I just been here for like 3 months, nearly 3 months, but I really want to
Yeah.
try. Yeah.
The game meat in Finland, like it's available in great variety from like little bird game into like big mooses can that can weigh 600 kilograms. So there is a great deal of variety there, and always when Finest Future people are coming from Vietnam into Finland, I try to get them to eat like all the game meats, like reindeer. You are eating Santa Claus's reindeer currently, and have them like have this experience about the differences, and it's fun to watch how they eat it, and usually they like it. So definitely when anyone comes here, it is recommended that you try to find like what is your own food hemisphere. Certainly not everyone can like everything and should like everything, but there is a lot of variety, and I like that you showed the noodle bag, because we have those available in Finland. Like I mentioned in the early, like you can have food from your own country. You can cook it. Everything is available. But yeah, just a little discussion. I will go to the next slide now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, like I really want to try once. And here, as you can see, Finnish food like Karelian pasty, and in here is Vietnamese food cơm tấm. We eat it with fish sauce with rice, and also curries from Myanmar. Yeah, it's really popular. And
Yeah, and quick something about the Karelian pasty. It's something that also varies a great deal depending what family makes it. But it's available also, of course, in the shops. It's very like easy, like rice and bread like pasty. That is, people sometimes put butter on it. Some eat it raw, but usually it's a sort of like a mild base that's filling so that you can have a little something, even vegetables on it. So it's kind of like multi-purposed in that regard. And also, you mentioned one thing that I also liked in the previous slide. You hold on, I will jump back to it briefly. So each person often eats separately on a big plate. And that is of course something because Finns traditionally when we eat we don't like share from the same pot that much. So that means sort of like this thing, so that we are like we have our own glasses and plates and our own servings of food. That's how we eat here. And it's interesting that you mentioned the word separately, because oftentimes, especially in the workplace and when you go into working life, when you see a Finn sitting alone in the table, that's also something that they are like take the time to relax and contemplate and enjoy the food among the hectic day. So even students can do this, that probably they won't have a phone at their hand, and eating, but they might be sitting there alone and just like enjoying the silence, because then in half an hour it's new kind of things that they have to learn. And the life is hectic, but also we need to learn to how to take time and enjoy and relax and like enjoy the moment. But again, quick discussion here, I will jump forward.
Yeah, like as you say, it's totally true, because I'm like that's how I eat at my school. So yeah. And yeah, we move on to how did I get used to Finnish food? And yeah, so first, like I was going to tasting and testing. Start with a milder flavors and work your way up to more exotic and strong tasting dishes. Like trying a variety of Finnish dishes is essential. When you come in here, you come into a new country, and like this included a traditional dish like salmon soup, Korean pastry, as the picture I already show you, and even salmiakki. Like I already tried it, and yeah, I think it's good, but it's a little bit strange for foreigners,
Yeah,
even my friends. Yeah.
salmiakki is a candy. It's like a salty licorice type of thing that is really like separate thing from the standard licorice. So, and there are different kinds of salmiakkis here. So maybe you didn't find the one that you like, because I myself I don't like salmiakki, but sometimes I taste something that might taste interesting, and I might try that again. But there are many things. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I tried so many kinds of salmiakki, and yeah, I find one is much better than the other ones. Yeah. So I think everyone come here should try salmiakki. Yeah. And also I'm going to visiting food markets. I already visit some food markets in here, and exploring local foods markets allow you to discover what seasonal ingredients in different seasons are commonly used in Finnish cooking. I also have a video in next slide so everyone can knows like how was the food markets in Finland. And some of the seasonal ingredients you can easy to find in autumn is fresh fresh berries, and also hearty stews in winter. And also experimentation. Like, don't be afraid to make recipes or combine finished ingredients with flavors you're more wanted. And you can find finished recipes online or in cookbooks and try to buy the suitable ingredients, then start cooking. Uh, as I already shared that, like when I'm in Vietnam, I already made some Finnish food. I also took a picture of it in next slide, and like I think that's the way how I like motivates myself to like wanting to coming here and also like increase the interested in Finnish cultures. And like I think that like just be patient and accept it. Like getting to use used to a new cuisine can take time, and it's okay to have preference. And you may find that you like some Finnish dishes more than others, and that's perfectly normal. And so that's why don't be so worried about whether you aren't suitable for Finnish food or not. Like just that, like I think just it's just like adventure and like trying a new things. And yeah, Yanni, can you help me to move a next slide? And yeah, here's is there are two pictures of I do the Vietnamese food. I can find some Vietnamese ingredients in here, and I made pho and also bánh cuốn. And I even like make the Vietnamese food. No, I made Finnish food in Vietnam. And here's the video of the foods market. Yanni, can you help me to open the video?
I think we have to watch it again because it's downloading at the same time. So here goes.
Just a small video.
Yeah, it's cutting pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, like that's the place I go when I'm going to Tampere.
Yeah, it's kauppahalli. Close,
Ooh,
very close to where I'm sitting now. I love to go there too, and there's like fresh produce, for fresh meats, fresh everything, and there's of course like restaurants, and everything is basically like super fresh, a bit different from our large markets that have a lot of like logistics. Not lots, but this is still like super fresh compared to those. But I'm not saying that our food isn't fresh in the markets; they are. But it's a bit different also to talk directly to the chef who makes the food, who owns the cattle, who give the meats, and they can give you hints like cook it like this, and then it becomes better. And definitely just go there and talk with people because the people love to talk and tell about the food and just
yeah,
discuss, especially with foreign people, like international people. They love to tell about the Finnish opportunities. Yeah.
yeah. I find many like new food, and I also and the chef, the Muya, the seller, they are like really friendly, and they tell me a lot about like how to make that food. Yeah, I think we can move on to Yanni, you can help me to move on to the next slide. Yeah, and the place where I can buy international foods in Finland. In every city, there are many branches of international big supermarkets, chains like Little, KCD Market, and Prisma that offer a wide selection of international foods and ingredients. And beside food, in there they also sell clothes, electrical thing, study materials, tools, like I think like everything you can find it in there. And also online retailers, you can also buy international ingredients and foods online through websites like Amazon, eBay, or specialized online stores that ship to Finland. Yeah.
Yeah, and one addition here also, the online retailers like they also have traditional shops, many of those, like Finest Future Office in Tampere. Are underneath us is the Asian market. There's a big Asian market there, like specifically focuses on Asian food, and they are perhaps a bit difficult to find because some ethnic food shops they might not have web pages, so you have to go, you know, your town's website or use Google to like write the name of the city or town and then like ethnic food or something, so that if they have something like available online, you will find it. But definitely it can take a bit more effort, and just walk around and be open, because ethnic shops are even some of the smallest cities in Finland. So definitely you can have whatever you want.
Yeah. Next one. In Finland, there's also the outside market. An outdoor market is a place where people have just come back from harvesting and immediately sell it. Extraordinarily fresh and containing seasonals and location-based ingredients. Like I usually see mushroom in the outside market. I also buy some and it's really fresh, and I think it's really good to come here and find some like a new ingredients in here. And next one, the my favorite stores, Asian grocery stores. That in there they have lots of Asian foods and ingredients can be found in here, and it's usually in it's just located in a larger city, and in there I can find many ingredients and also make some traditional food from there. And yeah, like I think uh everyone like should come here and like try food in here. Like if you miss noodles, and actually like I buy this one from Asian grocery stores and from Helsinki, and yeah, I really like it. Like in month, like sometimes like 1 or 2 times I go into Helsinki to buy some Asian foods. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all about my sharings. Uh, so I go. Let's come to Q&A part. And if you have any more question, you can ask me. I'm really happy to answer it.
Yes, thank you so much, Evie. And we are entering probably on time for the first time ever for the Q&A session. And I will, of course, invite our Haimi. Have there been questions? Hopefully, there have been some, because the topic is perhaps such a niche topic that really my one thing that I would want to like tell everyone that go to Instagram, go to TikTok, and search for Finnish food. Search for any kind of material that you have. We have like millions of cooking shows on the internet, but look at like people making the food and making mistakes and laughing about it and really like expecting uh to get the kind of results that they see in the recipe book, but maybe end up with something totally different. And it's all about like finding your own kind of food and how do you like it. And of course, you can save a lot of money by cooking yourself, or even like if you come here to study with your friends, then you can cook together. Like everything, if of course, social should be social, and you can share your recipes or experiences with like Finnish future students and online, and just share the information in this regard. But quickly, again, I will jump into what Finance Future is all about. And yeah, the Q&A is about questions like Finance Future programs. If you want to get started, Amy is here to help you get started. And if you have like Finnish education questions and traveling in Finland, Evie has lived here a few months. She can also discuss about traveling here if you have questions in that regard. But really, the basis of what Finnish Future, of course, is we teach the language, and that does come with a price. But after that, you are able to apply into schools in Finland, and hopefully, not hopefully, you will have your own Finnish future when you work hard on it. And nothing in this world that is worth something is comes easily. So definitely, with us, you will have the best opportunity to build your own Finnish future in Finland. Here is Heimi. Her camera is busted at the moment. Let's not let that uh, hamper us, but you can have her email address here and phone number, and maybe Heimi, you can tell a few words about how to reach you and what to ask, for instance.
Yes, you can always ask me anything at all about Finland, but I'm more specialized in recruiting students into our programs. And so, yes, Yanni have just showed about our language program. So basically, you will have to get to the B1 language of Finnish language level in order to apply to one of our high schools in Finland or vocational school too. But but yeah, anything at all, just ask me, or like if you're shy, you can always send me emails and like text me, send me some messages on WhatsApp. You see the numbers there. I do have WhatsApp.
Yeah, and here's also a QR code for booking a meeting. And definitely, if you are not studying with us, consult with your parents, get them involved, jump into the best route to build your own finest future with us. And Amy can get you started on that.
Yeah, you're right, Yanni. So for this kind of big decision, like you want to study abroad in another country, you will have to involve your parents and your guardians. So yes, we do provide consultation for free. Here you can scan the QR code in order to book a meeting with me. It's all free. I'm just gonna talk to you, sharing and like working case by case to see if you're fit, like to continue with us. If you see that you are not interested in Finland yet, I can help you feel interested. So yes, book a meeting, and these are all of our social media. You can contact us via like on a website or like on Facebook, on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, there's a good point from Peter on the chat that with the salmon soup, it's pretty much like how you learn to cook noodles back home is like how your parents made them. That is universal in this world. Like you learn stuff from your parents, but it's also good to also experiment, because something that you might have found out like boring, if you make it properly, which your parents might have not do it, so it becomes like a mind explode situation, and you understand, whoa, this is what this food is all about. And definitely you can study in Finland to become a chef if you want. If you can study to become a waitress or waiter, you can study to go into like food production and all these kinds of specialities that require like biologists and scientists, not just specifically, cooks. All like all everything is possible with the freedom in Finland. So that is pretty much it. So hopefully, let's see if we have more slides. We did not, and we are in time for once. And there's not that many questions, I don't think. Yeah, Peter, you definitely should contact Amy and sit down with her. Yeah. And we do have a discount code. And I suspect I have to ask Amy, no, Amy, not Amy, Tammy, that if we have the email addresses for participants, we can definitely send a little something surprising on the email regarding a discount into our programs. But certain regions, of course, also have agencies that can help you get onboarded in your like native language. But definitely, for instance, is in Vietnam. She can help you in Vietnamese. So there are many paths into your own finest future in Finland.
Yes.
The in Finland part is very, very important because, like I mentioned in the beginning, we need students, we need people, and essentially we need families. Hopefully, everyone who come here, they will remain here and they will see that like I can build whatever why I want in Finland and find love and find jobs and find their own future. But I guess that was it. Oh, there's some question. Okay. Peter put a question about the climate. Yeah. Yes, the winter can feel cold, and even sometimes during summer, uh, the weather can be something that feels like a winter, especially if you come from a hot climate. But if we look back on how Finns have survived, it's by learning to wear thick clothing and build houses that you can practically run naked during the winter time. So our houses are pretty warm, like in any kind of any retrospect or inspection, and like our public like schools are hot during the winter, and we make do. But definitely there is uh, a bit of a moment when you step, if you especially arrive in Finland during the winter time, and we of course guide you to have a woolen hat and a scarf and a thick jacket. But when you step out of the plane, it can be a bit of something like when you rip out your band-aid, you know, can be a bit of moment like what is happening. But fortunately the human body accommodates, it will learn, it will adapt extremely quickly into these differences. Yeah.
I also want to add a bit to this kind of question about the weather there, that I heard a lot of feedbacks from our students there saying that the cold there is not as like freezing kind of wet cold like the cold that we usually have in the more humid climate like in Asia. So yeah, maybe you would feel cold because there's snows and things, but at least it's not raining and cold like the winter that we have here in, yeah, in Asia in general. So it's not like freezing to the bone. You will adapt to it, but as long as it's not raining. That's what our students said. Is it correct, Yanni?
Yeah, it is correct, and very good thing to also underline because we are like a different hemisphere that we usually have like a bit dryish winters, which doesn't like drill down the clothes. So you can definitely enjoy, especially those optimal, idyllic winter days like skiing or like just walking in the city or doing whatever you want outside. So definitely, it's not freezing, it's not extreme. Sometimes there have been like in my memory, there have been like winters we have like -30. That has been uh sort of like the extreme, but then you can just stay inside. But some people who are extremists and a bit crazy like to go outside and snowboard and whatever. They can do pretty much anything. But that is a uh good clarification, and also something that a few webinars back we had a webinar about cultural shocks, and one of the number one shock was the clean air, which is a positive shock. When you come into Finland, it was something that the person in the visiting, the guest speaker, spoke about. Like, she didn't understand how clean our air was until she was here and breathed it for the first time. And it's also very difficult for us from Finding Future to tell abroad that okay, our air is clean, but what does that mean? Even though we are like UNICEF or World Health Organization are saying that our air is the cleanest in the world and our lakes are the cleanest in the world, it's difficult to understand until you are here and you can see that okay, you can pretty much like enjoy the weather and have, like, if you're an athlete you will have a better performance because of the oxygen intake and all these things. But yeah, there's a question: is there any Finnish dishes that you would recommend, Evie? Do you have some like favorite Finnish dishes? Maybe you can mention something.
My favorite dishes, like actually, like I like the salmon soup, and I like the like Karelian pastries, and also
Mm.
like monkey. I don't like what it says in English. Like
Sweet
the
bun.
yeah. That
Yeah.
one is pretty good. I really like that. And yeah, like actually, like I try many food, but like I don't really remember the names. But like I think if you come here and like the school meals in at lunch is pretty good. So yeah. Like, do you have any recommendations, Yanni?
Well, basically, because I'm a bit older, I guess I think that I love the game meats, like all these, like we say in Finnish, riista, which is like food that is like atypical, that not so widely like eaten, but I like it because it's so different. And all those stews that are made from rabbits, for instance, or like little quails, or like any kind of really like different what is in the market. Not that, market, sometimes there's like a huge variety of fishes I didn't even know that existed, and I like those. And we have those fresh, how do you say, fresh shelves of meat shelves, that everything is in ice, that it's super fresh. And you can definitely say that, I like something. Do you have something that's like that, but not the same thing, so that the cook or the salespeople can say that, this might be something that you want to try. So definitely like rabbit, or like even liver or tongue is something like exotic that usually isn't sold in great quantities, like pre-packed. Rather, it's in the fresh dish that you will get that one. Uh, yeah, Hamey can get you started on schools. We have an webpage address. Where is the chat? I cannot. Did it go somewhere? Can Tammy or Hamey type it down so that
I've typed it
everyone
down.
can?
That saying that if you all anyone here want to know more about our schools and stuff, our program, you can always send me an email that is showing on the screen. But now I'm typing it in as well.
Okay, very good. Very good. Did we have food questions anymore? I guess we didn't. It was like a smaller webinar this time, but still absolutely important, because, like, when you come to Finland, studying is only half of your life. You have to do other things too, and you need to find hobbies. And one of the things is you need to eat. That is also important. So take care of your food so that the food can take care of you, and you can have good education, or like you get saturated with all the information and possibilities in Finland. are we about done? It seems that we are on time for once.
Yeah.
If there's no
So
questions,
glad. For the
yeah,
first time in
usually,
forever, we're on time.
yeah, we should have more about these little topics. It keeps us in time. But joking. You can have more information from Hamey. Take down the address definitely, and you can utilize where is it? Whoops, here the link also. Maybe Hamey, you can write down the link also in the chat, so that anyone can book an online meeting directly from your calendar and get them started.
Yeah, actually just send me an email, and if you want to book like if you cannot scan the QR code, just send me an email and I will send you the link to that booking link. I think it's easier than just typing the whole thing in.
Sure.
Yeah, just send me an email, everyone, and you can also always text me on WhatsApp as well. Do not call me. We're in different time zones, so I might not be able to pick up, but yeah, give me any like messages. I will always try to answer them all.
Yeah, and we do have a discount for webinar people who joined us here, and that is something also that is well worth the discount. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, Tammy and Hamey, and thank you, Yanni. You have been talking too much. Now it's time to go to sleep and maybe have some afternoon or evening coffee. Thank you so much for joining. And maybe here, Tammy can pull the trigger here and end the meeting. Kiitos kaikille. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you all
Yeah,
again soon.
thank you for joining.